Your parents bought their first house at 26 for 3 times their annual salary. You're 32, make decent money, and houses cost 10 times your salary. Your dad worked at a factory. You have a college degree and a corporate job, yet somehow you can't afford what he bought easily. This isn't bad luck. This isn't because you buy too much avocado toast. The entire housing market has been systematically rigged against you. Welcome to why nobody can afford a house anymore, and the real reasons have nothing to do with your spending habits. Today we're exposing the economic forces, policy failures, and corporate greed that transformed housing from a basic necessity into an investment vehicle for the wealthy. By the end, you'll understand exactly who broke the housing market and why it's nearly impossible to fix. Reason 1. Wages didn't keep up with housing prices. In 1970, the median home price in America was $23,000. Median household income was $9,000. Houses cost 2.6 times annual income. In 2024, median home price is $420,000. Median household income is $75,000. Houses now cost 5.6 times annual income, more than double the ratio. But it's actually worse than that, because these are national medians. In desirable cities where jobs actually exist, the ratio explodes. In San Francisco, median home price is $1.4 million, while median income is $120,000, an 11.7x ratio. In Los Angeles, homes cost $950,000 with median income of $75,000, a 12.7x ratio. Austin, Seattle, Denver, Boston all have ratios above 7x. Your parents bought a house on a single factory income. You need 2 college-educated incomes and still can't afford it. The math has fundamentally broken. Reason 2. Wall Street discovered housing as an asset class. After the 2008 financial crisis, institutional investors realized they could buy foreclosed homes in bulk at discount prices and rent them out forever. Companies like Blackstone, Invitation Homes, and Progress Residential now own over 500,000 single-family homes, houses that used to be owned by families. These corporations don't buy one house, they buy entire neighborhoods, driving up prices through concentrated purchasing power. They pay cash, closing in days, beating any regular family that needs financing. Then, they rent the houses back to the same people they outbid, extracting wealth permanently instead of building it. When a corporation buys a house, it's removed from the ownership market forever. They don't sell, they accumulate. This reduces supply for buyers while increasing demand for rentals, spiking both purchase prices and rents simultaneously. You can't afford to buy, so you rent from the corporation that made buying impossible. It's a perfect wealth extraction loop. Reason 3. Foreign and domestic investors treat housing as investment vehicles. Wealthy individuals, both foreign and domestic, buy properties they never intend to live in. They're not buying homes, they're buying assets that appreciate while requiring minimal management. Chinese investors, Canadian buyers, wealthy Americans with multiple properties, they park millions in real estate because it's safer than stocks and appreciates reliably. This is most visible in luxury markets, but affects the entire chain. When wealthy buyers purchase high-end properties, it pushes middle-class buyers into formerly affordable neighborhoods, which pushes working-class buyers completely out of the market. The entire ladder shifts up while the bottom rungs disappear. Cities like Miami, Vancouver, London, and Manhattan have entire buildings owned by investors who keep units empty. They don't care about rental income. They care about asset appreciation. Your need for housing doesn't matter to someone treating property as a financial instrument. Reason 4. Restrictive zoning laws artificially limit supply. American cities have made building new housing nearly impossible through restrictive zoning laws that protect existing homeowners at the expense of everyone else. Single-family zoning, which prohibits building apartments or multifamily units, covers over 75% of residential land in most American cities. This means, in neighborhoods where demand is highest, supply is legally capped. You can't build up, you can't build dense, you can't increase housing units. The only option is spreading outward into suburbs, which creates long commutes and sprawl rather than solving the affordability crisis. Existing homeowners fight new construction viciously because increasing supply might lower their property values. They attend zoning meetings, lobby local governments, and block every apartment building proposed in their neighborhood. Their wealth is tied to home equity, so they have financial incentive to keep housing scarce and expensive. Reason 5. Construction costs and labor shortages. Building a house costs significantly more than it did decades ago. Lumber prices spiked. Labor became scarce as fewer young people enter construction trades. Regulations increased costs through required inspections, permits, and compliance. Supply chain disruptions made materials expensive and unreliable. In many markets, it costs $300,000 to $400,000 just to build a house before land costs. Add land in a desirable location, another $200,000 to $500,000. By the time construction finishes, the house needs to sell for $600,000 to $900,000 to be profitable, pricing out the majority of buyers. Builders focus on luxury homes with higher margins rather than affordable starter homes with thin profits. The market produces what's profitable for builders, not what's needed by buyers. Reason 6. Mortgage rates multiplied your costs. For decades, mortgage rates hovered between 3 to 5%, making monthly payments manageable. In 2023-2024, rates spiked to 7 to 8%. This doesn't sound dramatic until you calculate the actual impact. A $400,000 mortgage at 3% over 30 years costs $1,686 monthly. The same mortgage at 7% costs $2,661 monthly, nearly $1,000 more every month. That's $12,000 more per year, $360,000 more over the life of the loan. Higher rates don't just make houses more expensive, they disqualify buyers entirely. Someone approved for a $400,000 loan at 3% can only afford a $270,000 loan at 7% to maintain the same monthly payment. Rates effectively cut buying power by 30 to 40% overnight. Reason 7. Student debt destroyed down payment savings. Previous generations graduated college with minimal debt or no debt. Boomers paid a few $1,000s for 4-year degrees. Gen X paid moderate amounts. Millennials and Gen Z graduate with an average of $30,000 to $40,000 in student loans. That debt costs $300 to $500 monthly in payments for 10 to 20 years, money that could have gone to saving for a down payment. Instead of saving $2,000 monthly to buy in 5 years, you're paying student loans and can only save $500 monthly, extending your timeline to 20 years or making buying impossible entirely. First-time homebuyers need 20% down to avoid PMI and get better rates. On a $400,000 house, that's $80,000 cash. Saving $80,000 while paying rent, student loans, and living expenses takes 10 to 15 years for most people. By then, house prices have increased another 30 to 50%, and the down payment target moved. Reason 8. Airbnb and short-term rentals. Airbnb incentivized property owners to convert long-term rentals into short-term vacation rentals. Why rent to a family for $2,000 monthly when you can Airbnb the same property for $3,000 to $5,000 monthly? This removed housing units from the long-term market, reducing rental supply and increasing rents. In vacation destinations like Denver, Austin, Miami, and Portland, entire neighborhoods converted to short-term rentals, displacing residents and making housing unaffordable for locals. Cities that failed to regulate Airbnb effectively allowed property owners to transform residential neighborhoods into hotel districts, enriching individual owners while destroying affordability for everyone else. The brutal reality. Housing isn't broken by accident. Every factor, stagnant wages, corporate investment, restrictive zoning, high rates, student debt, benefits someone at the expense of regular buyers. Homeowners benefit from rising prices. Corporations benefit from rental income. Banks benefit from high interest rates. Investors benefit from asset appreciation. The only losers are regular people trying to buy their first home. The system isn't designed to help you. It's designed to extract maximum profit from your need for shelter. There's no easy fix. Fixing zoning requires political will that homeowners fight. Limiting corporate purchases requires legislation that powerful lobbies oppose. Building more houses requires investment in construction and labor that nobody wants to fund. Lowering rates would spike inflation. Forgiving student debt faces political opposition. You're not failing. The game is rigged. Your parents played on easy mode. You're playing on nightmare difficulty with the same expectations. If this video explained why you can't afford a house despite doing everything right, like and subscribe. See you next time.